Hi, for this video, this is just part 3 of quadratic sequences. So I'm going to show you how to solve for n. Like if you're given the expression of the n term and you're given the term and the nth position, then they want you to solve for n. What I'm trying to say is, let's say, if you've been not following up previous videos, please go and check out previous videos. There's a continuity of the same thing, just answering different questions on quadratic sequences. So it's very important that you go back so you can understand what I'm trying to do in this video. Okay, cool. So we are given this whole thing, right? Now let me just copy that. It's -3. So we are given this. Okay. We're given this. We're just recapping on what we have. There's -3. Okay. And then from here, first video, we found Tn is equal to -n squared plus 4n minus 6. Okay. Second video, we found T36 as -1158. And we find T35 as this value, right? And then we find the difference of these two. Cool. Now, another way of this, they might say that determined n for -3. So they say given, probably they will say given Tn is equal to -3. Find n. So how do we do that? Okay, so firstly, you're given that, and you're given, but basic, that's what we need. Okay, you're given a Tn is -3 and find n. So what we have is, so we have this. So we have Tn is equal to -n squared plus 4n minus 6. And we know Tn is this here. Tn is -3. So you have -3 is equal to n squared plus 4n minus 6. Okay, from here you can solve for n, right? So I love working with these values on my left hand side. So I'll take everything to my left hand side and equate it to 0. So if you take n squared, put the other side, it's going to be positive n squared minus 3 is equal to 4n minus 6. Okay, the n squared minus 3. Take 4n, put the other side. So it's going to be, take 4n, put the other side, it's going to be -4n, so -4n minus 3 is equal to -6. Of course, you don't have to do all of these steps, right? I'll show you the quickest one. So let's finish this. -n, put the other side, it's going to be -n squared minus 4n minus 3 plus is equal to 0. And the reason I'm doing this is so that everybody can actually follow what I'm trying to do, right? So n squared minus 4n, so -3 plus 6 is like 6 minus 3, which is 3 is equal to 0. So you can actually jump these steps to this one. How do you do that? You can by just saying, so you have -3 is equal to -n squared minus 4n minus 6. So you can just take the whole thing, put it on your left hand side. It's gonna be, so it's gonna be negative of everything, right? So it's gonna be negative of everything. So it's gonna be negative. So negative times -n squared. So it's going to be positive n squared. And then this is going to be -4n. And this is going to be positive 6. And you have -3 is equal to 0. And n squared minus 4n plus 3 is equal to 0. Right? Depending on how you do it, as long as you do it faster within time, it's still fine. Cool. So now you have this here, n squared minus 4n plus 3. So now to solve this, you can use different methods. Please check my previous videos on how to solve a quadratic equation. The same thing, but for this video, we're just gonna use our knowledge of quadratic formula. Okay, so our knowledge of quadratic formula works like this. So you have so it's gonna be n is equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4a times c divided by 2a. Okay, so in its context, our a our b is -4, our c is 3, our a is 1. Okay, so you're gonna have n is equal to -4 plus or minus square root of -4 squared minus 4, a is 1, b is +3 divided by 2 times a. Okay, so basically you're gonna have n is equal to, so if you take this and punch that in and calculate negative of -4, right, plus square root of -4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3 divided by 2 times 1, so you're gonna have 3, or n is equal to, if you change that positive to negative, you're gonna have n is equal to 1. That's basically your answer. N is equal to 3 and n is equal to 1, and we can actually see it, right? N is equal to 3, n is equal to 1. See, this is the negative answer. This is what we were calculating, -3 and -3, right? So this is in T1 and T3. When n is 3 and n is 1, this is T2, this is T4, this is T5, blah blah blah, right? You can actually see it. Tn is equal to -3 when n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 3. Awesome.